What's up, YouTube? What's up, Steven on the other line?
Yo, what up, dude?
We are over here about to horribly run through my first ever league with Yawgmoth. Steven, have you ever had the displeasure of playing a Yawgmoth league?
No, I haven't. It's funny because you're bringing on a guest, and usually the guest is an expert or some kind of experience with the deck, but I literally have zero, so it should be a good time.
That's all I can ask for. So we're about to stumble through this league horribly. I cannot count the number of times that I've just got by big brain Yawgmoth lines. So I'm expecting to not be able to see any of those. But creature-based combo decks are not something that I have a lot of experience with. Didn't play a lot of collected company decks. Didn't play a lot of quarter calling decks. Didn't even play a lot of mana dork decks. So I really have very little idea what an average Yawgmoth hand looks like. I haven't watched Yawgmoth content. I know watching some of the players Demonic Tutors, and I know Misplaced Ginger's played a lot of Yawgmoth recently. Zerk, big Yawgmoth player. Watching a bunch of them would help, but that wouldn't be as exciting. So instead, we're just going to run in blind, see what happens. I pulled I think 75 of the 75 that Misplaced Ginger top 16 the last Modern Challenge with. So if anybody's up to date with what's going on in the meta and putting together a list that grinds through some of the popular archetypes, then I think that he's a pretty reputable place to start. So we'll see how that goes. Main deck, I'm pretty sure everybody knows 90% of what goes in Yawgmoth at this point. Yawgmoths themselves, Walliverts, Delighted Halfling, Young Wolf Grist, blah, blah, blah. And then you just got this Cord Tutor package with Haywire Might, Shieldred, Fiend Artisan in this case, Strangleroot Guys, Tapatra, cards that are really good when you're going off, Blood Artist. You've got this kind of value sub package with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. You've got your 5th mana dork with Ignoble Hierarch, try to get from 1 to 3, 1 to 4 quicker. And that's about it for the main deck. Like I said, I think most people kind of have an idea of what Yawgmoth does by this point, but might not have experienced starting from level 0 with the deck, which is what we're trying out today. In the sideboard, a couple Fatal Push, a Necroplasm, a card that I know I have seen before, but I don't think I've actually seen in a deck list. 1/1 Ooze, beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 counter on it. Then at your end step, you destroy everything equal to the number of 1/1 counters on it. So you could play out a Necroplasm or a Cord for 1, and at your end step, you're going to destroy all the Rhinos, for say, because you got no 1/1 counters on it. And then you can dredge it back to keep doing this thing over and over again. So really great into Force Negation. Go for the Throat, a couple copies of Elven Chorus for the removal matchups, Spike Feeder, Fulminator Mage, some more value targets for Court of Calling, especially with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. A Chalice of the Void, a Soulless Jailer, Terra Sunder, 2 Force of Vigor, 2 Endurance. So, Steven, you got any thoughts, opinions on the list, or you're like me, just going in blind?
Going in blind, man. My guess is that we're going to have some really complicated terms with Agatha Soul Cauldron out, and mostly just because I don't fully understand everything the card can do. I've seen some Yawgmoth, like you said, I've seen some Yawgmoth players do some really, really wild things with that card. So I'm excited to see us piece together lethal after tanking for 5 minutes and tilting our opponents.
Oh, absolutely. I've joked about it before, and I'm dead serious when it comes to Agatha Soul Cauldron. Every time I read this card, a new line of text shows up on it. And I'm just wait, it does what? You can exile a card from a graveyard. All right, let's break that down. You can exile a card, doesn't have to be a creature, just anything, from any graveyard. Yours, your opponent's, whatever. So incidental grave hate in the main. It's got this random first line of text that I don't even think I've ever seen played. I honestly didn't know it was here until I just read the card now. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate abilities of creatures you control. So with like Yawgmoth and Fiend Artisan, we can just use whatever mana we got sitting around to activate those cards. Just absolutely ridiculous card. So hopefully we get some cool Soul Cauldron lines and make it look like we have some idea what we're doing. But yeah, with Fury on the potential out pretty soon with the upcoming ban announcement, Yawgmoth, one of the decks that's set to really gain an advantage. Dolthy Fury's been one of those things that kind of keeps it in check. So we'll see. Maybe that's the case and we need to learn this deck. Or maybe it's not the case and we're about to waste 2 hours. Let's hop in. So my very first ever game or league with Yawgmoth. If I go 3-2, I'll be happy. I think that Yawgmoth is like a strong enough deck at its base to carry me to a couple wins. So
this is where I would ask the question: Is the black-green mid-range hands good enough?
I mean,
this is just green black rock. Is this good enough? I mean, it seemed my instinct to say yes, but I'm just,
like I definitely can't throw this back because we just have on the play turn 1 halfling. If they don't answer it, turn 2 uncounterable Grist. That's got to be pretty solid.
Right.
And the backup plan, if halfling gets answered, just like Bowmaster into Bowmaster. Right. So I don't know. Like maybe they're just good enough. I also have to be like a little careful with my life total because I'm used to Shadow where you're just wanting to fetch and shock all the time. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be like kind of conservative and get a forest. I doubt it since I've got the Shieldred in hand. But yeah, this is going to take some years off my life. Just worrying about lines that probably don't matter, but
ooh.
Uh-oh.
This is probably a matchup where this hand's not good enough, though.
Especially not double Grist.
Right.
I mean, like, we look pretty good into a 1 ring. So I guess that's something, right? Flip over a Wall of Roots. So if we can find like another land for Shieldred, we can kill off a Dryad. Uh-oh.
No.
We're not okay. If they just go like Dryad or what's Arboreal Grazer into Titan here?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of.
Okay. Land? Not a land. I guess we just have to Bowmaster.
Looks like it.
See what's up.
Yeah.
Why can't you destroy an artifact or like an enchantment?
Fortunately, destroying an artifact wouldn't do a ton here.
I would just take out an amulet in a heartbeat.
Oh, I guess that's true. You're right.
Get to Grist over a Grist, the fabled line. They said it didn't exist. I called them a liar. So Bowmaster, I guess just go ahead and fire it off now.
Yeah, probably best.
Our halflings who don't take any damage. Keep the halfling up in case, I guess maybe we need it for blocking. But if our opponent just gets like a 3rd amulet here off Saga, then they can Titan and off 1 bounce land and get their other Titans with blue-green bounce land and Teleria West. So I guess it just depends on if they got that first Titan.
Yeah, 9 cards in hand. See if they can pull it together.
We'll F6 and let them do the thing.
Do you have any sense for how this matchup is traditionally?
It seems like it would be kind of rough on the Yawg side. Like your first couple plays don't really do anything to impact Titan. And if they just get like a turn 3 big hasty Titan, like that makes your Yawgmoths that much worse because you can't sack a bunch of stuff to them. So I'd assume it's not the greatest matchup. Post board, it probably gets a lot better. We get access to like Force of Negation, Fulminator Mage, Tear Asunder, stuff like that. So I could see it being a little more reasonable. But game one, especially, this feels kind of unwinnable. Now, to be fair, our opponent is just like absolutely going off turn 3. This isn't like a partial go off or just a Titan on turn 3. Like, this is absolutely do everything you possibly want to be doing as a Titan deck. So we'll see. Like, I have to assume, like you said, 9 cards in hand that they've got a Titan, but they're just going to sit here and loop Spelunkings.
I guess the downside of the way that Yawgmoth is built, it's like really value heavy. Then you kind of get got by faster combos like Amulet.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Yawgmoth has like really cut into their own combo ability ever since stuff like Agatha's Soul Cauldron came out. Like, they can still combo, but it's in a very different, like, kind of like you said, value combo oriented sense, where it's not so much, oh, I get not Shieldred, Yawgmoth, 2 Undying Creatures, and a Blood Artist. Now it's, oh, I get 1 ring and everything turns into a Grist. Oh my god, they didn't kill.
Oh, we're taking a turn. Let's go.
I'm as shocked as the next person. Okay.
So,
what? My initial thought is Grist, kill the Dryad.
Right.
To stop Valakut. I could Grist, kill the Azusa, and Beseiju the Dryad.
That's true.
Beseiju, does it get cheaper for legendary?
No.
Only legendary creatures, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if just playing out a Shieldred is good enough. I think it would only be good enough if it was killing them from a 1 ring activation. I don't think it does.
Be currently taking the draw step, go to 13. They activate the ring. They take 6 off Shieldred, 3 more off Bowmaster is 9. They're going to 4. Plus, if we attack this turn,
and they'll take 2 damage from Shieldred from their draw step.
Did I not count that? No, I didn't. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I did. 2 go to 13, activate the ring, draw 3.
1 ring also upkeep triggers.
Yeah, I do think we do need to get the Shieldred down then.
Okay.
So if I Grist, sack off an insect, shoot the Dryad.
Right.
And then attack Orc, token.
Don't want to attack with Bowmasters, right? Because he has a Azusa block on it.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if there's any argument to, like, ult the Grist.
Oh.
It just does 3 right now.
3,
4, 5 on draw, 6, 7. If they activate the 1 ring, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that is lethal. They can't activate the 1 ring.
Do you think they'll block if you attack with the Orc Army token?
Well, if I ult the Grist, then I don't need them to block. But no, I think...
Well, I was just thinking, do you attack first to give yourself a better choice, or?
I think if I'm attacking, then I'm just like sacking the token because that's just like a free block for them. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I feel like if I attack with everything or attack the insects and the army token, they just block the army with like the Azusa, block a token with the Dryad. But if I sack one of the tokens... Yeah,
go with your gut.
Like there's a chance they don't block.
would take 6 down to 9. Oh, okay, so they block. Okay. Which maybe tells us something about the contents of their hand. I don't know.
Probably does, and I'm just not good enough to know what that is.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's a very unique puzzle that I'm not used to seeing.
Play the Shieldred. They go to 11 off the ring, 9 off the Shieldred. So if they tap the ring, they just die on the spot. That's pretty cool. If they didn't have Titan last turn, just like a new ring.
Oh, sure. Does the opponent still take damage from the One Ring protection from Shieldred?
Yes. Because it's not a targeted ability.
Interesting. This is not at all how I thought this game was going to play out.
Same. So Bowmaster will ping the token. Sure, Shieldred. It's them for a couple. They've got 6 mana. They find the Titan. That feels bad if they drew off the one ring and their one draw was a Titan.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough.
Because if you had the Titan, then you don't play the ring first. You just go for the Titan and like kill with all the extra mana.
Right.
Presenting a loop.
I'm honestly super curious for people watching this. Like, if they'll, like, if you read the comments and they were like, actually, you had lethal on this turn. You attack this, can you do this? And I'll be like, oh, shoot, that's crazy.
I'm sure we did somewhere.
I know. I'm super curious.
I'm completely positive we just had a random lethal in there. Wait, can we... each opponent... Fine. But we can... No, we can't get the mana. No, we're 2 mana short.
Oh.
Anything we can do to get more mana? I don't think so.
4, 3.
They are going to 3 on their turn.
And then you have a Bowmaster ping to put them to 1 for what that is worth.
So start by making a dude. That's kind of free.
Draw into anything? Is there any reason to play Yawgmoth? I don't think so.
We could draw into a Blood Artist.
Chorda Calling for Blood Artist?
Yeah. We have the 3 green.
Yeah. But it would have to be drawn into pretty quickly, huh?
Maybe we just play Yawgmoth to have it on the battlefield and pass. Because, like, if they draw a card, they're dead.
Right.
And we don't really need to do anything past that. So,
and we don't need to hold up the other bowman.
Yeah, so we'll just, like, play Yawg, pass, make them do something that's going to kill us. They can't activate the ring, or they just die. They can't draw a card, or they die.
Huh.
They no longer...
Wow.
Fair enough.
I've bricked pretty hard.
Seriously. 3 rings, and... Is this what it's like to play an unfair deck? Is this what we've been missing all this time?
Right, because if you were playing Death Shadow, they would have had it immediately.
Dead as hell. It's like, not only would they have had it, they would have just ringed into more rings, and I just couldn't kill through that.
Right.
So Force of Vigors for Amulets, Dryads, Urza Saga, Terra Sunder, same stuff. Fulminator calls Fulminator with Soul Cauldrons, pretty nutty. Go for the Throat, kills off any dudes. Fatal Push, I guess, is a consideration. Chalice could hit Summoner's Pact. I think that's about the only cards I'm thinking about bringing in. As far as board outs, Grist seems a little slow, a little on the clunkier side. Bowmaster's probably fine. Fiend Artisan, a little sketch. Atra, maybe. I don't know how crazy it is to like trim on a Yawgmoth or something against an uninteractive deck. Like, what if I did like that? I'd go a little leaner. Keep in all the unfair stuff, but just board out some of the value pieces for like some artifact enchantment hate.
Do you think a second Grist is better than a fourth Yawgmoth? I really don't know.
I could be dissuaded on that one pretty easy.
Because I'm just wondering if there's not some hands we have where we just goldfish a lethal kill, but I don't know how much this version of Yawgmoth does that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering about game one, where this deck has cut into like the Strangleroot Geist, Double Undying, Yawgmoth plan quite a bit. We'll give it a shot and see what happens. Is there a reason to prefer Grist on the draw? Like turn 1 Dork, turn 2 Grist? Is that better than turn 1 Dork, turn 2 something else, turn 3 Yawgmoth? Figure it out. I believe in our ability to fumble through what could potentially be like a halfway functional game plan. Going crazy on this yogurt over here. Hadn't had lunch. This hand seems pretty bad, right? Turn 2 Bowmaster on the draw. Strangleroot Geist.
I don't see what this hand really does. Okay. This hand has potential.
Dork, tear asunder. Throw back either the wolf, the cauldron, or the cord. Like, I think we're keeping land for sure, halfling for sure. Personally, I think Wall of Roots and tear asunder. Young Wolf does better with cord, so maybe we keep Wolf, keep cord, ditch Soul Cauldron.
That was my instinct, but yeah.
We thought through it and came to the same idea, then either we're both wrong and horrible at Magic and should find something else to do, or...
I think that might be the answer, unfortunately.
Very fair. All right. I personally am not too afraid of Blood Moon out of Amulet Titan, but maybe I should be. Let's go Overgrown Tomb. I don't think our life total matters too much. But if we can go like turn 2, Takenuma, Wall, tear asunder the Urza Saga. Or no, we can go turn 2, Takenuma, Wall, Young Wolf, pass turn, upkeep, tear asunder the Saga. Right? So make a green on our turn, then make another green on their turn.
The only downside would be you would be leaving them with mana to copy the Amulet of Vigor with the Mycosynth Gardens, but it's probably not a big deal. Is it
sure?
Tap Gardens, copy an artifact?
Yes.
Okay. Or X.
Tap sure. X, tap Garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
They could only Amulet or like only have access to 4 mana, which I mean it's still pretty good, but as opposed to 3 mana if I tear asunder this now. Guess that's the difference between the 1 ring or no 1 ring. I think I'm gonna be and go for the wolf. I get so annoyed by this wall of roots.
I'm amazed they still haven't fixed the bug with it.
What's the bug? Now I'm scared.
So when you cast a Chord of Calling, you should be able to both tap the Wall of Roots for the Convoke and put the final counter on it. That would kill it.
Okay.
So you can do that on paper. You can do that in paper, but you can't do that in on Moto.
I see.
Yeah.
What do you think about Chord for a Fulminator Mage? That worth it at all?
Probably not with double Amulet out, right? Because it's just like any bounce land and they're just going off anyway. I don't think taking them off one single mana is enough. I think you just play Yawgmoth.
Yawg. Yep. Dog. Attack with the Young Wolf because we can sack it and reset. Chord for 1 on their turn. Just get like another Young Wolf.
And then do we have enough to then get Blood Artist for lethal if they just do nothing and pass?
Looks like it.
Cool.
It's at the moment.
Right on. And with Yawgmoth, you can... Oh, wow, they're actually doing nothing. Huh. Wow, I'm surprised.
Sack, Young Wolf, put a minus or put a counter.
Cancel? Or hold up. Do you have to put a -1/-1 counter on something?
On up to something. So we would sack this.
Hit OK.
Oh, wait, no. It's putting a counter on itself, isn't it? Or targeting itself with a counter.
Pay 1 life. Oh, man, people are cringing at us right now.
Let's put a counter on Halfling.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't think you need to put a counter on anything. Oh, they have Dismember. Oh, sure. Like, I think you can just sack something and put counters on nothing. Yeah, so I think when you activated Yawgmoth there, I think you could just go nothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Are we for 0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dryad.
Okay. Well. Second verse, same as the first.
Back. This kills off our wall, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the 1 damage was not worth the attack with Triad.
You're right. A3. 1, 2. Weird, Moto. Weird. I was gonna say they didn't do anything last turn, so.
So if we draw Young Wolf, do we have it? I think.
I think if we drawn an Undying creature, we would have had it. So what if we sack, like float off Halfling, sack it to draw?
Yeah, so you would go float mana with the Halfling, sack Halfling, and remove the counter from Young Wolf.
Yeah.
And that's a draw. And then you can target nothing and sack off Young Wolf for another draw.
All right, so we just click done,
right.
Sack
Wolf, yeah. Okay.
Play Halfling.
And then just do the same exact thing you just did. Okay.
Yeah. Back you. Like, are we supposed to just be courting for an Undying dude just to make this loop?
So. Yeah, maybe we were supposed to do that. And
Guess we still can. So we'll go green, green.
So from our opponent's perspective, it looks like we drew the Court of Calling off of our sacking. Everyone on YouTube is going to be cringing at us making the wrong plays, but that's
right. Undying, put a counter on here.
And we can draw to our heart's content.
At least 9 more times.
Do we have a land drop to give?
Yes. We have not played our land yet.
So once we draw a cord, we win, I think. And we've been through 2 of them. This is fun. Oh, okay.
Stuff.
Yeah. Hey.
Right. So we go land for turn. Cord off 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Done. Get a Blood Artist. Yawg.
Once again, to our opponent, we look like a brilliant Yawgmoth. YouTube people at home, they're cringing at how bad we are.
Thank you, opponent, for letting us get there one way or the other. So yeah, we could have avoided all of that if we had just courted for the second Undying creature at the beginning of the turn instead of wasting like 3 sacks there.
Yeah.
But
we would have also had an extra wall of roots out to sack off for an extra draw, but we're good. We got
right. I guess my concern was I didn't think about like getting another Court of Calling for Blood Artist. I kept thinking like, oh, I need all my mana, so I want to just like sack one dude because I need to top deck something relevant instead of just saying like, okay, pay the 3 mana for Cord now, tap the dudes, and just know you've got free draws for the next like 12 draws or whatever it is.
Right.
And that should have been more heads up on my part, but whatever. I'm just learning this too. I think Kevin did a few YouTube videos a little while back where he was like learning to play Yawgmoth and I think hated it pretty quickly. So,
interesting.
That's a little reserve there. If somebody's tried to learn this deck and hates it, what benefit does that give for us here? But who knows? Maybe we run it, we get the easy 5-0, 10-0, and we become the next Yawgmoth mains. Doubt it, but I also like had an idea for a YouTube series a while back that I did like a league or 2 for, but never really got started with it, like a know thy enemy kind of style. Well, this is horrible. 3 4 drops, 2 3 drops, 1 land. But it was going to be a whole series about like trying out new decks and seeing if I could learn them a little bit. Because, hey, if you know what you're playing against, it'll help out some. And maybe I'll revitalize that with Yawgmoth. All right, so
yeah, well, what's his name? Was F. Palush, or I don't ever know how to say his name right, but the Amulet Master. He had that series.
I'm thinking throwback one, either Pendlehaven or Besage You. Probably like Pendlehaven. It's not really doing a ton right here. But that way I can keep double black for a Yawgmoth if I find one. I've got turn 2 Fiend Artisan or turn 2 Bowmaster into Grist. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw back Pendlehaven. I'm sure there's like 5 matchups in current Modern that Pendlehaven is just the key to. And like last league, we'll have chat yelling at us, like, why are you throwing back the Pendlehaven? It's the best card in the deck. Sorry.
I guess it protects Orcish Bowmasters against Red and 6 ping.
All right. Besides you, when's the last time we've seen a Ren and 6?
Fair. Yeah, no one.
All right. Watery Grave.
Like hard to ban not too long ago, and now no one plays it. But
Watery Grave could mean blue-black mURktide, blue-black control. Oh my god. Kind of a free land. I'm just sitting on Bowmaster through this turn. Opponent's representing like Fatal Push. Maybe we can get Bowmaster countered and untap and
yeah, probably the blue-black ring control deck.
Yeah. I think Lorien Revealed's probably Steam Vents. Like Grixis control.
Probably.
Pretty sure Yawgmoth has got like an extraordinarily good matchup against all the control decks.
I was about to say this has got to be a bread and butter matchup for you. Just like, all right, cool. Like we'll never combo off, but we'll play Grist until you concede.
But I've got 4 Grists in my deck. That's my plan. But it probably is like one of the One Ring variants, because I think just about all of these blue-black X control decks are on the One Ring and Shieldred. So there is always the chance that if we don't get something going quickly enough, they'll find a ring and draw billion cards. So they Lorien Revealed for a Steam Vents and then play a Polluted Delta. So does that mean that there's a chance they've got like a Counterspell or a Bowmaster, or they just top decked the Polluted Delta and didn't want to shock in the Steam Vents? On Counterspell. On Counterspell. One-time dealer. Opponent's tanking as much as us with a Court of Calling.
Right.
Okay. Bowmaster of your own? Or are they just saying, like, I'm not letting Grist resolve? Kraken. What do you think of just play the Fiend Artisan? Or is it better to just jam the Grist because we've got like jam the Yawgmoth next turn?
Yeah. I think also jamming Grist here means that you can potentially double spell with the Fiend Artisan and a top deck something else.
Get behind that.
I think I have faith in the Yawgmoth deck to just top deck some sick things. Also, like, Grist in your graveyard is a dangerous place when you have Agatha's Soul Cauldron hanging around.
True. True. Good point. Oh, what if they're sitting on a Drown in the Lock and they don't realize I only have 1 card in the yard?
You know?
No.
Possibility.
Good try. But yeah, I didn't even think about Grist in the yard with Soul Cauldron. That's a good call out.
In fact, if we draw Soul Cauldron next turn, you just could have the sickest turn of all time. You debate
double Grist.
Oh god.
Oh, that's gross.
To just win the game.
Dude. Plus, like Fiend Artisan, Soul Cauldron, turning all of your guys into tutors.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Wow.
Okay.
That's fine. Shock and Steam Vents pass.
If they go Steam Vents tap pass, are we jamming the Yawgmoth?
I think so. Because are they playing main deck Stern Scolding?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. That's strange to do that main phase. I guess he's trying to take us off Court of Calling, which says that maybe he doesn't have any more counter spells in hand. I think it's go time with the Yawgmoth, probably.
Well, you got a Stern Scolding. You got a Stern Scolding.
Right.
So, Fatal Push, Shieldred's Edict. You could just have land 1 ring. Crocodile Flames.
Right. That's kind of fine. Again, we just have so many wild top decks here. Okay, fair enough.
Fiend Artisan. Wolf. Play out the Blooming Marsh tapped. Hold up Pendlehaven for Bowmaster protection.
There you go. We'll get them.
Is it really a get them if they're sitting here staring at Pendlehaven? Like,
okay, 4 mana. Ooh, Shieldred. That's good. Fiend Artisan can get Grist. Can it?
yes. Gris is a creature in the yard.
Sacrifice another creature.
Sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less. Put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle activated sorcery. So yes, I can sack the Young Wolf, get Grist, and then play out the Ignoble and sack off the Ignoble and kill it. Or no, no, I do have enough mana. This is 4.
Right. Cool.
1, 2, 3. No, I need to play out the Ignoble, sack the Ignoble to the Artisan.
Sack the Young Wolf. So
I guess it doesn't really matter.
Right.
The way it kind of works the same. Whatever. So we got a 1-drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Sack an Ignoble. Go get a Grist. Sack Grist. Or sack the Young Wolf. You go. Nice. I guess we also could have gotten... No, we don't want to get our own Shieldred, because if they play a ring to follow that up, then it's just like net neutral, and the ring runs away with it. Tick up Grist. Is it worth... Let's see what they do. Sidebinder the Grist. Sure.
This is
deal.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You can do Fiend Artisan things again if you want to.
Yeah, I could go get a Yawgmoth. I could go get another Grist.
It's any creature, right? With Fiend Artisan?
Yes.
You could get a... I don't know if Shieldred is good here.
I'm kind of skeptical with like Flame of Anor in their deck.
Oh, fair. That's fair. Yeah, you want something that gets value.
Yeah, so I kind of want to just like play Halfling, sack Halfling, go get another Grist.
And I think that's a good play. How big is our Fiend Artisan at this point?
The 5/5. So I mean, I could just like attack with both.
Right. I was thinking that. I was like, when do we just say, just turn them sideways?
You know what? YOLO.
Right. This is fun, man. I kind of like this. This is a cool deck.
we're doing stuff and things, and
maybe this will make a Yawgmoth player out of me. I don't know. This is kind of sweet, dude. You're just like a green-black mid-range deck, but with like really stupid combos in it.
And a lot of tanking. A lot of tanking.
Right. Well, we're up on time on our opponents, so we're good.
And I mean, I guess if they block one of these, either one they block, they lose the Tidebinder and we unlock the Grist again. That's pretty dope.
That is really dope. Yeah. Actually, this is the best line for sure.
Play out Halfling. I don't think I'm afraid of like a Damnation.
Oh, did you, Grist.
I already used Grist because they Tidebindered it.
Okay. There was a white box around it. That's really strange.
Double check.
No, you activated. I know you did, but maybe that's a bug. It is a bug. It's an insect. Hey, got him.
That was so lame. All right, so let's make a dude. Are they doing it again?
Once more for a second time.
Once more for a second time.
Lesson, old man.
All right,
Just attack
so
again, if it's a force jump.
yeah.
All right, we get to see, because I swear to God, there was the little box that appeared around it.
Maybe that's how planeswalker loyalty abilities work. Like,
Never mind.
oh,
I'm just bugging. Never mind. Forget about me.
you're just bugging.
Indeed.
It's a bug.
Indeed. Yeah. Something about it.
All right, what you got? I think if at any point they like play a One Ring, we just Fiend Artisan for a Shieldred and say good luck.
Right.
Shieldred or Bowman. Either one's probably fun. All right.
That was a beating, dude. Oh
Dude,
my god.
that was rough. Like, I honestly felt like we didn't do much of anything that game.
Right.
And it just didn't matter.
Right.
All right. So initial thoughts are if they're on Snapcaster Mage, Endurance would probably be pretty good. Elven Chorus is good against the removal heavy side. But at the same time, like our main deck just felt stacked. So
yeah, I don't think I want to sideboard much. Maybe an Endurance. Like it's also a flash threat, which makes their counter spells awkward. So
maybe something like Hapatra. Well, Hapatra's good if they don't run sweepers, right?
Right.
So Hapatra's fine. Fiend Artisan looked like a badass. Haywire Might if they got the One Ring. Dude, are we even sideboarding?
I don't hate hitting submit. I really don't.
What are they likely to be bringing in? They have like Curse Totem, Stern Scolding. Endurance does play around Stern Scolding.
That's true.
I think I like the Endurance, and then just find something to shave for those two. Maybe an Ignoble and maybe like an Ignoble and a Cord. Cord seems a little rough if they're going heavy on just like 1-for-1 removal. So I think trimming one's probably fine. Then Ignoble in the face of like Bowmasters and Bolts and all the other cheap removal. Maybe we could trim Haywire Might for Terra Sunder. Does answer Shieldred. I want to go that deep down the rabbit hole till we know what they're bringing in. Not often that I play a deck that feels like it ever has like such a lopsided matchup at some point. But that one felt pretty we don't care what you do. We're just gonna
yeah,
gonna do Yawgmoth things. One lander on the draw. Shipping that back.
Ooh.
If any of these, like the walls,
I appreciate it.
If we had one more land, I'd snap keep this in a heartbeat. But yeah. I know my luck and I know my ability to not draw lands. I'm gonna keep it and throw back a Cord and probably get super punished. It's like, do I want to risk going down to 5? Did they mulligan or do they keep? They mulliganed. I'll see if they go to 5. If they go to 5, I'll go to 5. If they stick at 6, I think I'm gonna stick. Kept. So more than likely, we got both of us just like staring at hands that are missing one thing. Wonder if we're both missing a second land. Please tell me they're missing the second land. They just kept like one land Stone of Eric.
Wonder what they're thinking about.
Tank, land pass.
Maybe they have all lands and they were wondering what land to play.
Ooh.
There we go. Answer to the Stone of Eric.
We just don't gain the 2 life. It gets exiled with the ability on the stack. Thinking about countering this. Oh, man. What you got? Swamp. Oh, man. Children's Edict, my haywire, might you say. Get Blood Mooned? Is that why they're getting basic swamp? Land. Okay. I need the Wall of Roots down. Kill spell. If this is just like Xander's Lounge, pass. Super good for us. So I can cord for a halfling and then have an uncounterable grist. You know, they have a Xander's Lounge. I can cord for more than a halfling. Cannot cord for a Bowmaster, though. They target the wolf. I think I just go ahead and cord for the halfling. Kill off the wolf. Say go. Sanders Lounge unknown. Sanders Lounge unknown. The Stone of Eric exile, it only exiles stuff that dies, right? So if I grist tick up, it doesn't exile it. Grist the Hunger Tide. Uncounterable variety. You may think you were countering it, but in fact you were not.
If they have a subtlety.
Yeah. But if they had a subtlety, I feel like you would have windmill slammed it by now.
You would think. Knowing these Moto players these days.
Maybe they're thinking like cycle Xander's Lounge and try to hit a Stern Scolding.
I really like that line for them. I really like them casting Stern Scolding on that. Dude.
Tide bindering with the best of them. Sure. You're tide bindered. A wall of roots. For me. We think they're going to attack down the grist. Probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
Guess maybe they get greedy at me and say like, oh, the grist is useless, so we're just going to attack. Attacking all three at the grist. Deal. All right. We need lands. We do just have like flash and endurance. We also have Soul Cauldron, ditch the grist, turn the halfling into a grist.
They do have sack Stone of Eric in response, but
sure. Point. All right, then we'll just hang out on endurance. And I think if they cycle this Xander's Lounge, am I just like going ahead and flashing this in after Xander's Lounge gets discarded? I know they can't subtlety. Shuffle away in case of Snapcaster. Two unknowns. Find another black source. We can uncounterable Shieldred. That sounds pretty good. This is Lightning Bolt, right? Like the only reason you make this attack.
Is it worth the 2-for-1 though? What do you think? It's like whatever, block the Bowmaster and then they bolt it and you're like, great, got 2 cards out of you.
Well, if that's the case, I could block the Tidebinder and get the same exchange, right? But like,
I guess just Bowmaster you care a little bit more about its effect. I don't know. Not sure.
Block the bigger dude. I've got nothing in my hand currently that says draw a card, and if I find a black source, I'm going to like Shieldred first anyway. Black source. Black source. White. Do anything. Oh, Soul Cauldron. Counterspell. Deal. Deal. Okay. Opponent's empty-handed. They can attack us for 2. That's fine. I feel like they're just never going to crack this stone. Like they're pretty set on the idea that that's holding us back. Instead of the idea of like, no, us not hitting land drops is holding us back.
Well, black source.
Yep. Source would be nice. What is this?
Disfigure? Is that the 1 black -1/-1 to a creature? Yeah, I think it's pretty easy block there.
Yeah, like if their last card's Fatal Push, you just kill the halfling first.
Right. Bloomy Marsh. Oh, that works too.
Such a weird attack.
I know.
Go black off that. You go. There. 2 to draw. 4 more if you activate the ring. They got the crocodile flames.
Looks like it. Do appreciate tapping Grixis colors to cast it, though.
Okay. Locking in. I find that shocking.
There's the curse totem.
We do just have like Strangleroot Geist attack for 3 here.
Right.
Or
that's a good draw.
Or we do that one.
I like it. I guess they could have Stern Scolding, but if they have it, they have it.
Not an activated ability.
I do think you go now, though.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% casting it on my turn. Just
yeah. Oh, good luck. Good luck on Mono. Twilight Mire. I think you gotta explode the. Okay, never mind. Here you go.
There you go. Go down to 8 off the 1 ring. They activate it again. They take 3, go to 5. Going face. Sidebinder. Depending on what they do, we could cord for another Bowmaster.
That's true. Okay, I have a potentially really stupid question for you.
I've got nothing but potentially really stupid answers. What you got?
Okay, so let's say they had Tidebinder there on the Bowmaster. That would only counter the 1 trigger, right? Even though the Bowmaster loses ability, the other 2 triggers are still on the stack and resolve, right?
Correct. It just wouldn't be able to get future triggers.
Right.
But yes, it would only stop that 1.
Well,
draw Bowmasters.
Who needs the Corda Calling for it when you just draw it?
Is there any way Bowmaster comes down, makes 1 body, 3/4? So we can't Bowmaster cord for another Bowmaster. If I main phase the Bowmaster, which I probably need to do, is there anything to cord for? Because I can't really do anything else with my mana. I can't cord. Magic's tough. You have 1 play you can possibly make. Well, what do I do? What's the play? All right, so you're going down to 4 off the ring. You activate the ring, going down to 2. We conveniently have this hasty Strangleroot Geist. Not cord. Also a pretty good showing for Yawgmoth if we're able to like sit here and not do anything relevant turn after turn, like missing the land drops, and still be in this position where we've kind of got like good pressure on them. No! Go Master. I also appreciate knowing that they've got like Stone of Eric and Curse Totem in their sideboard. So when we go to game 3, maybe that involves like bringing in Elven Chorus could be okay. Era Sunder is probably worthwhile if they're this many artifacts deep. I don't know. I don't think Force of Vigor is worth it, but Terra Sunder seems like it would be. Shieldred? Nope. Snap Push. Fatal Push. Okay. So if they push the army token, we find one more land to cord for another Bowmaster. That'd be hot. That's what I'm hoping for. One more land, cord for another Bowmaster. Or, just draw.
Once again, top deck it, Mike.
Why am I worried about all of this finding it stuff? I'm just
opponent's gonna
draw
be so
the card. I'm pissed. I'm pissed for them. So we shoot Snapcaster and attack with a halfling.
Sure. I don't hate it.
Oh boy. Want to go down to a functional 2? Bowmaster, all right. What you got? I keep wondering, like, what are we going to do going to game 3? And then we top deck, and I'm like, is there a game 3?
This is a close one. I mean, they have a 1 ring with a burden counter on it. They're at 2 life.
So, Fiend Artisan, I think, is coming out game 3. Like, Stone, Curse Totem, Fatal Push. It's probably pretty mopey. I don't know how I feel about Elven Chorus.
Look at the top card. Can you pull it up again?
Yeah.
Top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature card spells from your top of your library. Huh, interesting.
So it's like bad into like Curse Totem. Or not really bad, but kind of irrelevant into Curse Totem. But it's also just like a really good value creature or value enchantment against like these 1-for-1 removal situations. So see it going either way. Right, are we activating the 1 ring? Surely you can't activate it because if you whiff, you just die. Just have nothing. And 1 pass to their turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could hold up Wall of Roots and try to cord for Bowmaster. But if Wall of Roots gets countered or dies, then I no longer have cord up. So I think I just pass with cord. You still have another Bowmaster, right? Maybe opponent goes for like an end of turn something. We get to cord for Bowmaster. No shot. No shot.
Wow, this is crazy.
No shot did they go for the greed flame. I mean, maybe they just had nothing else to do, but that is wild.
Jeez, just mopping them up. No losses.
God, I literally, that entire match, especially game 2, that entire match just felt like we did nothing relevant at all. And still just sweeping through. Yawgmoth is scary. No wonder I lose to this deck 90% of the time. And I think that is the first game of Magic that I've gotten to play where I got to cast or get all 4 copies of Bowmaster in one game. Now, granted, I tutored for non-zero number of them.
Ooh,
this got
play?
Yeah, this is great, right?
Yeah, this hand slaps. Wow.
Like, obviously a 1-mana mana dork would have made it better, but still. Maybe I get to do some Soul Cauldron shenanigans. Get Olive Roots. Next turn Scolding. Bell Snare. Jetmere Gardens. This creativity.
Yeah, creativity Zoo maybe. I don't know if Zoo plays Jetmire's Garden.
I haven't seen it, but wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. Leyline Binding.
Leyline. All right.
Okay.
Still could be bolt decks. Okay, get the double spell here. That's nice.
What are we double spelling with?
Not sure.
Worth it to just like hold up Bowmaster. Better to get Hapatra down. I'm just going to hold up Bowmaster.
Beans? Oh, Fable. Yeah, it is looking like creativity.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably not a great matchup, I would guess, but we'll see.
And we get like a little punished for going for this instead of playing like Hapatra out. Because now we could Yawgmoth, kill off the Shaman if we want, but then we still have to deal with like a token for a creativity next turn.
Right. Do you get to Yawgmoth, kill the goblin, and then still have a creature if they play out a token? You could snipe it.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of going all in, but you're still drawing a bunch of cards in the process.
Probably worth it. So black, whatever. Black. Halfling. Then I still need to draw another, because if I hit a land and I can land halfling, that would be huge.
Yeah.
Back off the army token. Dang. You want to draw with Fable? One-time dealer. What you got? I think Leyline Binding is going to be like their only main deck way of getting Yawg off the board. No shot you go for a creativity. Pretty decent. Got Hepatra here. Another land. So let's go Takenuma. Want to get the Hepatra down quick, but I also feel like if I get the Hepatra down, then I can kind of like respond to everything. What if I go wall? Got how to tap. Wall. I want like bodies on board when I put the Hepatra down.
That makes sense. I think this is good sequencing.
Hepatra. Sack off. Halfling. On you. Hepatra triggers. Sack off. Snake token. Hepatra triggers. Again. Hepatra. Attack. Scooping? What?
Wow. I guess they feel like they can't beat what you have going on. I don't know.
Like they just feel they can't beat because they're gonna get another body next turn.
Right.
They can't draw a Fable, which is fine, but man.
I mean,
okay.
I don't know. I would stick it out to just try to rip a Leyline Binding for the Yawg and then keep it going. I don't know.
Get rid of the Yawg. Game's like over. So Fulminator Mage, I definitely want. They care about number of lands.
Is Force of Vigor worth it? I mean, I would see. You already see the Leyline Bindings. I wonder if they have more static hate pieces for you. Like,
well, they can't run like Stone or anything because they could creativity into it.
Oh,
so
you're right.
I think it would just be like Leyline Binding and
we're good then with what we have, right?
Yeah, it would just be Leyline Binding and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I don't think they're on any of the Reanimator versions. I think that's like only Jund that plays Persist. Elven Chorus, maybe Terra Sunder. I think it's in like the same realm as Force. I think killing an Archon after it's resolved is particularly necessary. Do I want Necroplasm just to kill off tokens? Or is this like only for Rhinos?
Only triggers on your end step?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worth it. Fulminator, maybe an Elven Chorus. But at the same time, like, that game seemed pretty good. I don't want to overboard, kind of same as last game. Maybe like an Ignoble, because they're probably playing Renin 6 and stuff. Then keep in Haywire Might just for Leyline Binding in case I want a cord for it. Man. I also couldn't tell you the last time I played a deck that felt like so minimalistic when it comes to sideboarding. Like, we got so many flex pieces in the main already to deal with a lot of situations that sideboarding just feels like you're upgrading your B- cards to B+, and we get to do everything. Fulminator and Soul Cauldron. Assuming Dryad does something. Soul Cauldron with Dryad turn my dudes into mana dorks. Yeah, because Dryad Arbor's a creature, right? But does it gain... Does Dryad Arbor have the activated ability? Or does it just say... like, it's a forest. GG, Dryad Arbor, Soul Cauldron. If I have a Agatha Soul Cauldron, Dryad Arbor. Yes. Alright, so an object with the land card type has the intrinsic ability tap, add whatever mana. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. That's really dope. Nothing on 2. They do not have the ability to leyline binding right here. It's probably safe to assume they've got like a lightning bolt. Breathe. Basic planes? Why are you running basic planes? Seems not great. Okay. I mean, I guess it's just like be able to leyline binding through Blood Moon. Still doesn't seem particularly good. Yep. I miss when cards were balanced and said things like return a non-land permanent instead of return specific types. The Dryad Arbor could dodge Teferi, the menace of modern.
Mike, are you being critical of modern card design?
I know, it's that habit. Gotta stop that. So replay the Dryad. Bowmaster, shoot down the Teferi. Go. And I just want a Fulminator, Soul Cauldron, everything you hold dear. Why are you making this difficult? Blocks.
It would be pretty awesome to see that happen.
I think they're just going to Archon me here. And what do I know? Okay. What's my play? Could just hard cast Yawg, but if they have like another reprieve, that seems pretty bad. I can pass with Cord. Cord for a Grist. I could Strangleroot Geist and still have Cord for like another Bowmaster. I could try to get down Soul Cauldron. Soul Cauldron doesn't really do anything for me right here. I could Fulminator, go for land. I think I need to hold up Cord. Just pass. Might even just be something like Chord for a Wall of Roots. Get a bunch of extra mana. It's also really dialed in on this Bowmaster. The Reprieve. Yuck. Yuck. I did not think of Pierce as being something they'd keep in.
Yeah, that's surprising to me.
I mean, I guess if they're like spending Leyline Bindings on Bowmasters, that's probably pretty good for me. Really, there's not a reason to jam Shieldred here. Seems like it's asking for trouble. Draw. Four cards in hand.
Oh, here it is. Oh. Whoa.
What? Come again? Elish Norn? Oh, what in the heck? Yeah, so we're dead to that. Elish Norn Grand Cenobite. When is the last time I saw an Elish Norn Grand Cenobite in Modern?
Dude, getting hit with the Cinnabon, dude, feels real bad.
Cinnabon. Do I want to consider Force of Vigor a little bit more? Or just Tear Asunder? Or keeping better hands? Like, Ignoble looks a little bit better, just having a 1-mana mana dork, because they seem to not be too big on, like, Wrenn and 6. But they also could have just not seen it. I kind of like Ignoble over one of the Bowmasters. Maybe Tear Asunder over a Fiend Artisan. Artisan probably a little slow, gets chump blocked pretty easy. I don't know. I kind of wonder if that hand was me just being like greedy because I saw Fulminator Soul Cauldron instead of looking at it like, can this hand actually function or do anything relevant? Then I probably would have gotten to the conclusion of I don't think so.
So with that reasoning in mind, we definitely keep this hand.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we've got a green-black land right here. Turn 1 halfling, easy.
Oh, not like this. Not like this.
Do it. Leaving 7. And
ouch.
1 land
ouch.
central. Let's throw back. Definitely a chord. Yawg. Brutal deck. Brutal. Find a land we can cord for a arbor.
Come on, land. Hey, let's go.
Step 1 complete. Get to second land. Please don't run in 6 me. 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 I guess if they like run in 6, kill the Dryad, I can Soul Cauldron the Dryad, pump the Young Wolf, kill the Wrenn in 6.
Yeah, that works. That totally works. Okay, we got Gris rolled up for the turn after.
Yeah, or it could just like hit them for 1, Grist, sack the Wolf, kill the Wrenn. I just want to get the Grist on board. Is that like that bad?
I wonder. I'm just wondering if getting the Soul Cauldron down is even more powerful. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. This is a spot that I'm really uncertain about.
So if I Soul Cauldron the Dryad onto the Young Wolf, then it loses Undying. Is that relevant? Like, should I? I feel like I need to Grist off the Young Wolf now. If I get something out of the Undying before I go for the Soul Cauldron.
Gotcha.
Hit you for 1. Grist. Tap mana 4. Back off. You. And opponent definitely kept a 2-lander and has nothing else to do. 100%.
Let's go. Let's go. Fast turn.
I haven't seen a 3rd land yet. So. Okay. Grist. Alright, so we can Soul Cauldron the Dryad onto the Young Wolf, hold up Bowmaster, stops from like token creativity.
Appreciate it. I think that's good.
Probably looks super suspicious that we're just passing with a 3/3 Young Wolf, but you know. Table. In the Cauldron. Alright, so we have to do this now, right?
Right.
Wants
to lose the ability.
Okay. Start with land. Wall of Roots. Go master back in case they draw. Go ahead and play out this wall. So if they have a what's his name, we can just sack the wall. Token or something. Hate that this game was a mold of 3 or mold of 5. I feel like we would have had a halfway decent shot with a full hand.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Not a creativity. Chord of calling, chord of calling, chord of calling. White, a chord of calling. And not attack if the young wolf dies. Bad. Need them to have nothing, and we need to find a chord of calling. Or a Yawgmoth. Or they draw 2 here. That'd be hot. I guess to be fair, like they had plenty of mana for a creativity last turn and didn't. Maybe they don't have one. But like it'd be pretty greedy to just keep passing with nothing. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not enough mana to hard cast an Archon. Take this. Elishnorn does it again.
Bruh, getting hit with the Cinnabon.
Right. You should at least have to creativity into this. You shouldn't get to just hard cast it.
I was about to say, they just boarded all their creativities out.
That's what it seemed like. Like they saw that Hepatra game 1 and were like, nope. Screw this. But I don't know. The mulligan hurt a lot, but at the same time, I felt like we didn't see hands that were very conducive to the matchup. And even if we had seen better hands, they did just have like Leyline Binding and Wrenn and 6 and Celestial Purge. So they kind of had answers to all of our unfair shenanigans. Let's see. I can find that metadata site again. MTG modern metadata. Kind of want to see what Yawgmoth's win percentages were. I'll load up while we wait for match number 3. Metagame. May 23 to December 20. This is here. Die roll. Have we won 4 die rolls? Also, this hand's goated.
It's the first step in being a great player.
True, though. True. And is like fantastic. All the mana dorks. We got all the wolves and the cords and the opponent thinking we're infect. Okay. So Yawgmoth. Look at these nuts percentages on Yawgmoth. Just like 66% into Amulet Titan. Thought that was going to be worse. 63 into creativity, so we just suck. 80% into Dimir control. Felt about right.
God.
Almost 60 into Zoo and Tron. Your bad matchups. Scam, Rhinos, and everything not in the meta.
Decks that play Fury.
Those gone. You might be in okay shape. We played against Creativity last round, and this is saying we should have stopped Creativity, so we're clearly doing stuff wrong. Opponent answers are ignoble. We do just get to untap with like Wall and Yawgmoth. Is there any reason to Fiend Artisan? Let's see. If I go land, Wall, use Wall for Wolf, I can cord for 1. Probably doesn't matter that much. There are 1-drop options. I guess we could get Haywire Bite if we just wanted a thing. But probably better to just hang out and plan on cording next turn for like a Grist or a Yawgmoth. But we'll sit back. I don't think the 1 damage matters. Sit back in case our opponent goes like, I don't know, Renin 6 or something. Rainforest Pass. Okay. Play out Takenuma. Pass back if our opponent goes for Soul Called or goes for like Crack Their Misty. We can cord.
Are you able to get what you want and pay for Spell Pierce? Probably not, right?
I cannot get what I want and pay for Spell Pierce. No.
Gotcha. I just go for it then.
Yeah. 4.
Okay. Wow. I'm actually really surprised that resolved.
Same. I think we just kind of wait now and see what they do. Yawg, and we've got pulled up like draw 4 cards or something, so.
Mm-hmm. Are they Rhinos?
Could be a reasonable guess. Cast a Soul Cauldron. Maybe this baits out like a force.
Do you want to? Yeah.
Start drawing cards. See.
I'm really not sure, honestly.
Let's see if they do anything. I know Rhinos is a pretty bad matchup. But they also didn't get like a Ketria Triome. They just got Breeding Pool. Maybe it's like blue-red mURktide with the splash. But they wouldn't play Wooded Foothills. So. No. And I would like to attack in with a Yawgmoth. Are the terms and conditions acceptable? Also, I love how like everything recently has said activate only as a sorcery, except for Soul Cauldron. It's just like activate whenever you feel like it. Sneeze, activate it. Stare at your opponent too long, activate it. But it stares at you too long, activate it. That probably would have balanced it pretty heavily.
Curious what our opponent's thinking about.
I mean, if it's Rhinos, it's either play Rhinos or play Bounce Effect. And those are your only options, right?
Yeah.
It's not Rhinos. I don't know what else goes Steam Vents Breeding Pool, except, like I said, the blue-red mURktide deck splashing for Questing Druid.
Right.
But I don't think they play Wooded Foothills. I still think they're on like all blue fetches. So I think I just want to play Fiend Artisan. Stupid card. If I start sacking stuff, then Fiend Artisan can just outgrow a Rhino pretty quickly. That seems pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of cool tricks, depending if we untap with all this, but...
Like, it's kind of funny because, like, I look at the clock and opponent's still up on clock by like 10 seconds, even though they haven't done it a lot. And I kind of get that opinion of, oh, my opponent's playing so slow, but I'm still lower on clock than they are. Then I realize, well, all they've done for 3 turns is play land, pass, crack. Play second land, pass, crack. Like, I've used up every card in my hand. And we're at the same time. So I guess that constitutes his opponent playing slow. If all they're doing is like contemplating lines.
I'll decline from making any more comments. I think I've already said my piece about people playing on Moto.
Rhinos in general.
Maybe Rhinos. Scam opponents are hilariously slow for a deck that's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Agreed there.
Do we really get the 5-minute tank into just Violent Outburst for Rhinos? Like, that's really funny. There's some humor in that.
Tank. Got it.
That's
See the line. Could be anything. Even be a boat.
Indeed.
Apparently Rhinos is a bad matchup for us, so we'll see what that looks like. I guess if they have Fury, it gets a lot worse. Lock in. White Fury mana. Could have Tidebinder, but they wouldn't need to shock in for Tidebinder. Like, I'm pretty on board with growing this Fiend Artisan.
Yeah, shrinking one of the Rhinos.
Yeah. Let's go. Yawg. Sack a wolf on one of these. A Tidebinder. Tidebinder. Target. Target the Yawg. So the right one will float a black in case we hit a Bowmaster.
Do you want to? Oh, I was gonna say, do you want to try to kill the Tidebinder so that your Yawg is free after this is all said and done?
Probably. Definitely a better move than what I did.
Yeah.
So let's go.
So you can.
I go ahead and sack the wall. Hit this one.
Mana? So we hit Bowmasters.
But I do still have just like Cauldron onto the Fiend Artisan. Block. And I get the wolf back. Oh, that shrinks the Fiend Artisan.
Right. Just thinking that. And removing a creature from your own yard shrinks the Artisan again. I
think I do want to remove the Ignoble and just block like Young Wolf on the 3/3 Rhino.
Sure.
Or I could put a counter on the Yawgmoth and block like Yawg on a Rhino. And yeah, I don't want to put a counter on the Yawgmoth because it's lost all abilities to the Tidebinder. You gotta have like a dead and gone, either dead and gone or suspended other Rhinos.
Yeah, you would think. Sure.
Okay. Now,
draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can Fiend Artisan away the Yawgmoth and just like go get another Yawgmoth if I want it.
Well, you can also use Agatha's Soul Cauldron to turn everything into Yawgmoths.
True. So we could just like Fiend Artisan for like a Bowmaster. Or what if we Fiend Artisan for Hepatra?
Is that just draws us a crap ton of cards?
And make snakes that just kill off these.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Let's go 2, 3. Done. Back Sack you. Hit Atra. Sell.
And then we play out the halfling for the fodder to sack off to start the chain.
Yeah. Or I could get Dryad, play the halfling off the young wolf, and have an extra creature.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Oh, because it's tapping for mana as well. Dude, Soul Cauldron's too much, man. I think this card is really silly.
Plus, it is really silly.
Dude, this is stupid, man. So do we have outs to win here?
We need to sack halfling, sure. Or no, that's targeting halfling.
Yeah.
Yoink. Make a snake.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yoink. Make a snake.
Jeez.
I do have to keep an eye on life total. Yoink. Make a snake.
Oh, you're good just to go in on this at least. Like they have haste creatures.
Snake.
Now, if you draw Court of Calling, you can. Oh no, not quite. Sorry, you'd be short just by one.
The halfling, because we floated the mana earlier off Twilight Mire, because we're so smart and thin.
Exactly.
Go.
Oh my god, what a turn. Jeez. Jeez.
Ah, it's so gross.
That's ridiculous.
Moments before Fury disaster.
Right. I mean, even still, though, what are they going to Fury? We can still probably rebuild from Fury here.
We can also just, like... Is there any way to get Grist? Yeah, we can proliferate with Fiend Artisan, because it's got the Yawgmoth, ditch a Grist, and just turn shit into Grist. Is that better?
Dude, I don't know exactly how to navigate this turn. I'm assuming you can get lethal here, but it's like, what do you play around? That's just what I'm not sure about here.
Mm-hmm. At that part, I'm not sure about either. Like, I could just make these two pretty massive. But I also, like, want to just find a Court of Calling and just win, but they could also have Force Negation, so... That line seems a little skeptical. Maybe I just, like, play a land, play a Grist or something and pass. The Young Wolf pass. They go for it. I can draw cards. No. Just gonna pass and see what happens. Field is fine. So this is setting up for just hard cast Fury. You have another outburst. Nope. Okay. Okay. Guess I could like try to go for it right there. If I hit a Bowmaster, pretty solid. But don't really have to. So let's exile all of Roots. Proliferate. Black. Discard a Grist. Counter, 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 counter. Done. Also got to keep an eye on, like, are they just dead to a Grist ult? 1, 2. Are they dead to a Grist ult? You figure it out, opponent. Is that all it takes? Just turn your guys sideways? Hey, I don't know. You tell me, are you dead? So we got Blood Moon is a possible consideration. What all does Rhinos play on the sideboard? Modern Rhinos. Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon, more Furies. Force of Vigor, Beseiju for Soul Cauldron. Might's pretty bad. Bowmaster's pretty bad. I don't think I want Fulminator. I definitely want Necroplasm and Chalice. Push. Probably fine just for Rhinos. Do I want Fury protection with like Chorus? I want Spike Feeder. Is Infinite Life something that I'm interested in? Like, is there a way to get actual Infinite Life with Spike Feeder, or is it just like functional Infinite Life? I just turn every dude into sack or remove a counter gain too. It's probably just like functional against like burn and stuff like that.
Now, don't ask me what it is exactly, but I believe, unless you've already said this and I missed it, but I believe there's an infinite combo with Spike Feeder.
But don't ask you what it is. You're not telling.
I'm pretty sure that there is. There is a infinite combo with Spike Feeder with Soul Cauldron, but I could be wrong.
All right. Well, if people in the YouTube chat are watching this video lately or later and watching us fumble through this, and you know what this alleged infinite combo is, please tell me, because I have no idea.
Well, they're already screaming at us about it, so.
Is there something that just adds counters? I want to keep this and ditch Hepatra. Keep all my mana. Keep Chorus. Infinite Life with Soul Feeder. I really don't know on that one. Like racking my brain trying to come up with some janky line with Soul Feeder and Cauldron, and like you'd have to have a way to put one. Oh no, it's the same as like Wall of Roots Ballista with a a Yawgmoth for infinite damage. You have a Wall of Roots and a Spike Feeder under a Soul Cauldron on an Undying guy. You remove Wall of Roots or remove a -0/-1 counter to make a green, and then remove a 1/1 counter to gain 2 life. Kills your Undying dude, but it comes back because it didn't have a +1/+1 counter on it. It had a -0/-1 counter that killed it, and you just get to repeat that process over and over again.
That makes sense. I got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Got there.
Told you there was a weird janky infinite combo.
Don't hit me with the told you after I had to figure it out.
Yeah, you know.
See, I knew there was a combo.
You know. Well, someone has a whole entry into mtgdex.net that has a pretty incredible list of Agatha Soul Cauldron combos. I'll send this to you, but
please do.
Impressive. This is, I'm not counting, but this has got to be over 50 different combos with Agatha.
Good Lord.
It's pretty cool.
Are you sending it on Discord?
Yeah, just send it.
All right, we're definitely pulling up this. 101 combos explained. Good. Infinite card draw with Devoted Druid and Ascendant Spirit naturally. Oh man. See some grist and stuff. Wait, what is this? Whenever another creature is put into a graveyard from play, you may put a 1/1 counter on Deathbringer Thoktar. Remove a 1/1 counter, deals 1 damage. Creatures put into a graveyard from play. Oh, is there a way to remove a 1/1 counter from a dude? All the permanents on the battlefield. Prerequisites. Deathbringer Thoktar, exiled by Soul Cauldron. All other permanents on the battlefield. Hidetsugu consumes all on the battlefield as Vessel of the All-Consuming. Vessel of the All-Consuming has at least a 1/1 counter on it. They thought hard about these prerequisites.
I'm sure there's some EDH player who plays Agatha Soul Cauldron and just knows every possible combo that it can go along with.
Absolutely. 100% is. All right, are we snap losing to Violent Outburst? Show it to me. All right. I had to be cheeky, try to play around second copy of Violent Outburst. So I need the Necro dude right here. Doesn't do it. Scoop and go to game 3. I was really hoping that instead of having a Violent Outburst, they just had like a Dead and Gone or something. But I guess Fire and Ice would have gotten me too. So yeah, that was a greedy block. Chorus might be too slow. I don't run Chorus. I don't really know what I'm running. Maybe like a Fulminator on the play to take them off land if I see a turn 1 mana dork. Or do I want Spike Feeder now that I know the combo? Big brain moment.
Yeah, I don't know how easy that combo is to set up, but
probably right, but so many of these combos are like Soul Cauldron, Kiki Jiki, and some things. Like, you need the Soul Cauldron at that point.
True. Very true.
I have Kiki Jiki and thing, but I guess like all these combos are kind of get these things in the graveyard and exile them with Soul Cauldron. Oh, there's pack rat combos. Infinite rummaging, infinite draw triggers, infinite self-discard triggers, your infinite tokens. Man. Whoever threw this together was on one.
It's an impressive list.
It really is. I feel like I'm way past 101 combos. Okay. I said I was keeping Fulminator on the play. This is definitely like too fair, but kind of banking somewhere in the first few turns I can find something. If we find like a Soul Cauldron to exile Fulminator onto a wolf, then we could just like shut them down. Shut them down as good as Soul Cauldron on a young wolf will shut down somebody. Disrespect to not even kill my wolf. Shame. Alright. Back in with wolf. Pass. Flash and Bowmaster on their turn. So I'm sure they've got subtlety in. Hopefully they don't subtlety my Fulminator. Also a little wondering why they're not getting like Ketria Triome. Fire. Ping the Bowman. Here's a Fulminator. What would you like to say about that? And I guess we wait and see if they fetch first. If they get like a Ketria Triome, I'd rather hit that.
I do appreciate Moto being like, you could target your own land.
We don't want to tell you how to play the game, so we just want you to know there's these options available if you're
right.
Feeling a little skittish. Wanted like a decent payoff right there. Work for one, do anything. No, but I can board for little Necro dude next turn. They don't have Force of Negation. Maybe that does something for me. Surely they don't still have force negation in game 3 against Yawg. Look up this Necro Gentleman and see. Pretty sure he just triggers like at the beginning of the end step. Necroplasm. Beginning of your end step, destroy each creature with CMC equal to the number of 1/1 counters on it. If I go Wolf. Eat land. Really attack. I'm not going to be able to Necro Dude until next turn. Oh. Hold up. That would kill my army token. Do I care about that? Also put another counter on it next turn. So maybe I don't want that. Thought about that. Guess we'll just get a grist just to get it on the battlefield. I should have thought about that more. I don't think it really would have changed. Well, maybe it would have, because I would have just been holding it up through their turn. I could have gotten it end of their turn, but no, I couldn't do that because then it would get a counter on my upkeep. So it would have had to have gotten it on my turn after they played Rhinos. That's a really awkward card to time.
You got there, Boo. I'm proud of you.
Did I, though? Soul Cauldron and Fulminator mage, you say?
Well, you know.
I do have basics now, so it's a little bit less exciting. It's I really want to grist in case they have Rhinos. Let's back in. No Rhinos. Dude. Tidebinding. On one with these Tidebinders. Get Soul Cauldron down. Get Swamp. I don't want to go ahead and Fatal Push the Tidebinder.
Also, just quick heads up on your time. You only got 4 minutes left.
This game 3, though. So let's Soul Cauldron, Fulminator Mage. Just like go ahead and sack off army token. The counter here, sack off the army token, take out the breeding pool. Off green. Says optimistically. Oh, wait, no, that's fine. That's fine. To do. Master here. Trade with a Rhino. Legendary. I think I did that in my Hardened Scales League too.
It's just a flex, you know. You're like, I don't even need this. I can just throw this away.
Needs an extra Soul Cauldron. What are you going to do? Blow up the first one? I also really appreciate opponents like weird basic choice. Like here's the foil Lord of the Rings. Here's the Kamigawa into the Innistrad Crimson Vow full arts. As we have mixed match basics as well, but there's like all different full arts. We got these janky Wilds of Eldraine Forest. And if you were trying to time us out, you will succeed. Gotta just have like more Rhinos. Ever seen a Rhinos deck not have Rhinos? And like Manus Rider. Manus Rider is illegal to come off the top of the library. It's illegal for Rhinos to not have Rhinos.
Ooh, Fury. Yeah.
Fury Coon.
Fury. Well, if they kill the Grist, that's a... Then we just get a bunch of mini Grists. If we draw any creature... See.
Creature like the Yawgmoth.
If they attack, then we block, and then we have a creature with a 1/1 counter on it. Yeah, I think he's putting it together. Maybe not. So yeah, you get to block, and you get to turn that into a Grist. If you draw another creature, you have 2 Grists on the battlefield.
I was gonna say, like, I can have a Grist anyway, because the Soul Cauldron putting a 1/1 counter on it.
But I think you're playing to draw another one, like another creature here, have 2 Grists. Yeah. Let's go.
Gross. Gross. Grist. Make a token. We sack the token to kill the... Or wait, no, we don't have enough loyalty.
No loyalty counters. This is still pretty good, though.
So we can make an insect token into a Grist as well.
Just an army of Grists. I mean, he needs... Guess we do need to win the game, but, you know.
Okay. Win the game when you can grist. Fiend Artisan's yeah, 4/4.
Mike, I think you got to hustle here.
Dude, I'm trying to not die. Thank you very much.
You're gonna time out. 100%.
Probably, but
you're just sitting here like, oh, what's their graveyard look like?
I mean,
a minute and a half on the time, bro.
I don't know what one or more time is going to do for me at the moment. Because I don't know if I have a line to actually just win the game. Oh, wait, no. I can Fiend Artisan next turn for a, what's it called? Blood Artist. And then just start sacking shit off to Fulminator mode.
That is how you win.
God, I hate this game. Oh, man. His opponent, I need this in my life. Let me do this. So I'm gonna have to like get Blood Artist, sack, hold priority, sack, hold priority, sack.
You just need to sack 4 creatures, and you have 4 non-basics to target.
What if they have a Tidebinder?
Well, they'll probably Tidebinder the Feed Artisan, would be my guess. Oh, okay. Okay.
Only as a sorcery.
Only as a sorcery. Never mind. Sorry. I thought that was... Yeah, that'd be way too good if it was at any time.
Good.
Oh, no way.
Wait.
No way, dude.
How we planned it up. Or whatever.
Ridiculous, bro.
Counter
I guess
on
you can still
you.
have a subtlety. Subtlety? Nope. GG bud.
Sack, destroy non-basic land.
Oh, you just save targets.
No.
Save targets.
I don't know how to save targets on this.
You don't know how to save targets?
I've never played a Blood Artist in my life.
You have played Magic the Gathering, though. Not killing our own lands to flex. SMH, bro.
We're on
SMH.
time restrictions here. Yes! Drew the Blood Artist.
That was incredible.
I don't know what you're saying, hurry for. I had 13 seconds to spare.
Good lord. That was absurd.
I can't.
Bro, I gotta dip, unfortunately.
All good. I can't wait for the thumbnail on this one. Like, Rhinos players hate him. Follow this one simple tip.
One simple trick. Oh god, that was stupid. That was
but yeah,
awesome.
thanks for hanging out and playing the first 4 with me.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, YouTube. Enjoy the video.
Take it easy. Okay, well, we get to continue on with the 5th match. All by ourselves. So we're like taking off the training wheels here to run through this 5th one and see what happens. And I'm a little bit terrified. A little bit terrified. I'm a lot of terrified. But I will say it's been pretty fun playing like this league live on camera instead of the normal recording the voiceovers, especially when it comes to something like this where I've never touched the deck before, no idea what I'm doing. I cannot wait to get absolutely roasted in the chat by like, oh, you punted these 400 completely obvious lines. 2 lands. Yeah, 2 lands, Wall of Roots, Soul Cauldron, Shenanigans. Third time passing up that. Steam Vents Channeler, sure. Do I just want to go for the Bowmaster? I think I do. Down this Channeler. Dark kills when we can get them. Obviously, if we get really rewarded and top deck another land, we can do a little bit of everything. Nice. So yeah, let's just attack with the Orc Army, get Grist down. Opponent doesn't have Delirium at the moment, so maybe they have to play something to find it before they can get Grist off the battlefield. Pitch over Dryad Arbor, so now Soul Cauldron can turn our counter dudes into mana dorks. Still no Delirium from OP's side. Just make a dude. Keep chugging along. I'm not really afraid of a like 2 mana flash guy or something here. They could counterspell the Wall of Roots. So maybe I want to just sit on Bowmaster instead and go wide. I guess if they spend a counterspell on a Wall of Roots, then like they're spending a counterspell on a Wall of Roots, and that's kind of a good trade-off for me too. Bubble's pretty good on our side. All right, so that gives them Delirium to kill the Grist, sure. And followed up with a mURktide. We get to end a turn Bowmaster, get the ping, get the second ping off Bobble, untap, drop Grist. That's pretty solid turn for us. Got to dodge main deck Stern Scolding. So we'll go. I don't know. I got Dryad Arbor in the yard. I was gonna say I wouldn't mind sacking off Arbor. We'll just sack off an insect token off the mURktide. Back in for 4. And I think I'm just going to play like a defensive Soul Cauldron. Like, I want to play around Spell Pierce and not go for the Cauldron. Play out the Cauldron. They got Spell Pierce. They got Spell Pierce. We've still got some creatures going pretty wide. Got to draw off Peatland. Pretty good. Kept something on top. Could be another mURktide. Lightning Bolt on top. So they're just going to finish off the Grist with that. Take that trade. Oh no, they're killing off the token. Sure. Kept another thing on top, so I would assume like another copy of like Expressive Iteration. Good one. Okay. Pick up on you. The Yawgmoth. So I could just Soul Cauldron. Can't take them off Delirium. But I can give myself... I could give myself a Grist. And just like... have more Grists. That could be reasonable. I could also just start hitting card types out of their yard to take this Channeler off. I think I'm going to give myself another Grist. Seems like probably best play. Say go. Can't do anything to attack in, but they are only at 5 life, so like chords for more Bowmasters. Yep, figured it was probably an Expressive Iteration. Flip over a Bauble, so we're just hoping that we can untap with everything we've got one more time. Like, I don't think they're going to have a way of getting Soul Cauldron off the board. So if I'm able to just, like, keep turning things into more Grists, then probably find a way to win from there. Haywire Might. Let's exile Riot Arbor. Like some upside to being exiled. Another insect token. Dude. If I attack in with my 2 token Grists, guess I can go like this. They have to block a 2/2. We get in for 4. All right. That works. That's a pretty nice way to get some damage in. Just sitting on the double counter spell. Got to sneak in that Soul Cauldron right there. Love to see it. So we got Fatal Pushes, Go for the Throats, Endurance. Probably want some amount of Elven Chorus. They're likely to bring in what? Fury cast into the fire. Else besides Stern Scolding. I don't think most of the mURktide players are on like Curse Totem. But I think Fury is very reasonable. Dress Down, maybe Blood Moon. Probably unlikely on Blood Moon. I don't hate Terra Sunder either. Terra Sunder hits Blood Moon. It hits Unlicensed Hearse. You can kick it against like a mURktide. What if we trim on a Yawg? On a Hierarch? On Might? Board. I feel like a lot of the sideboarding with this deck is trimming, and that is not something that I am very good at. I'm very much in that camp of like, all my cards are good, or a big chunk of my cards are good, or they're bad. And there's not really like a lot of in between. Whereas these creature combo decks kind of need like a little bit of everything to be functional. And that kind of terrifies me when it comes to sideboarding, because every time I sideboard, I'm just like, oh, I'm overboarding. Oh, I'm underboarding. All right, so I could go Forest, Halfling. I don't think I want to Fatal Push this, because I kind of want to see if maybe I can like Bowmaster it on turn 2 if they don't get Delirium. Obviously, they could just sit on Counterspell. Preordain. All right, don't flip over Delirium. Don't flip over. Dang it. All right, so now we've got to Fatal Push it, more than likely. Scry off the Preordain. 2 to the top. Ugh. Wrist is really good. I have Wall of Roots, and they have Unholy Heat, like hold up Counterspell. This is pretty bad for me. But maybe they just start with like Expressive Iteration or something. Ledger Shredder plus. It's really banking on that no Unholy Heat. At the same time, like they kept 2 cards on top with Chandler, so it's probably a decent chance they had Heat. So push Channeler. Pass. Trigger the Ledger Shredder. Spire Bluff Canals. They got something in their hand that they want to do for 2 mana. Could be Counterspell. Could be something better. I think I still have to flash in. Do they have the mURktide? Cannot tap faster for this Bowmaster. So if I ping the bird, I get 2 more triggers, not enough to kill the bird. So I just gotta throw removal spell. Okay. Drew discarded another heat, so that's 3 heats gone. That's good. That's really good. How did you scry with Preordain, 1 top, 1 bottom? Know the card that you drew into. We're gonna crack in with our orc. Am I sacking off the orc to grist? Or I could Yawgmoth, sack the orc, and draw a card. I think I'm going to go for the grist. I think I'm going to sack the orc off to this. And then next turn, if they don't deal with the grist, then I get to Yawg and start taking up grist, making tokens. Rag, okay. That was their card on top. They have Dash Rag and mURktide. Ugh. Man, thought I was on a good swing there. I need Go for the Throat. I guess Wall of Roots can give me one more look. Oh, we got to take 8 off the face here. I've got to find Go for the Throat, like, now. Go for the Throat or another wrist. Good at this. Let's go. Can't attack. If I do, then they just... if they top deck a removal spell, they kill... Yeah, if they top deck a removal spell, then they kill my wall and attack for lethal. That will sit on Cord for 2. What can Cord for 2 get me? A Bowmaster. It could get me... a... What's it called? Enough for me to make... Or not enough to make me want to go for it. Okay, can I get a Shieldred? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I can get a Shieldred. I believe that is probably the best thing. I don't think Blood Artist does enough for me right now. Wait and see what they do. But Chord. It's 3. Is that okay? What do I have in for 3? I could just go get an Endurance. Seems reasonable. Endurance, or I could get another grist. If I get a grist, I'm dead to unholy heat. If I get endurance, I'm not dead to heat. I guess we'll get endurance. Kind of worked out, didn't it? Bowmaster to ping down the Channeler. Attack in with the Yawgmoth and the Endurance. Play the Hepatra. Say go. Opponent, please, for the name of all things, Justin Holy, don't top deck a Lightning Bolt. Nothing. That's our scoop lag. Let's go. Oh man, 4-1 in the first ever Yawg League. Oh man, that was dope. How many things did I screw up besides everything? Where can I start? As far as the main deck goes, Fiend Artisan was sweet. Like, Fiend Artisan outgrowing Rhinos. There were a few times they kind of conflicted with Soul Cauldron. I say one time because we only saw them together once. It looked a little awkward, but just having a dude that like gets big and out of control is really cool. The Ignoble Hierarch was probably pretty weak because there were like Bowmaster matchups, and pinging off Ignoble seems like a non-zero thing. Haywire Might, probably not necessary in the main. I feel like I'd rather have Endurance in the main than Haywire Might. Bowmaster, great. Wall of Roots, great. There's so many cool lines of like turn 2 Wall of Roots plus a 1-drop. Or turn 3, like Wall of Roots 2-drop, pass turn, 1-drop on their turn. Or 1-drop on your turn, 2-drop on their turn. Grist, phenomenal. Like, this is the best Grist deck by a mile. Yawg, great. Shieldred, I think won us a game. Cord. Cord's a tough one because there's so many times that I feel like you just are so obvious about having Cord. And I didn't realize how bad the timing restrictions would be. Like, oh, if I want to get the thing that I want off Cord, I have to not attack with like my 3/3 Young Wolf, which is glaringly obvious that I have a Cord. And then if I Cord on my turn, I'm open to counter spell. If I Cord on their turn, I can't use my Grist or whatever that I get. Out of the sideboard, I know I've heard people say Elven Chorus is for scam. I would believe that, but like, still a 4-mana sorcery speed thing kind of seems kind of clunky. I feel like I'd rather just have the one ring against scam, but maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I haven't played any Yawgmoth. Endurance, great. Force, I can see being great. I don't know if Soulless Jailer's where I want to be, but again, I like copied and pasted this list, so I've got very little original thoughts on it. I can't imagine there's a good reason to not have a Walking Ballista in the 75, just to give you the out of like the Ballista combo off Soul Cauldron. So if you don't know this combo, I've heard it for Walking Ballista. I didn't even think about it applying to Spike Feeder until halfway through that league. But if you have an Undying Threat like a Young Wolf, and you put a 1/1 counter on it with Soul Cauldron or anything else, and you've got a Wall of Roots under Soul Cauldron, and then either a Walking Ballista or a Spike Feeder, you can put a -0/-1 counter onto the Young Wolf with the Wall of Roots ability that you've got under Soul Cauldron. So it becomes a 2/1. then you remove a -1/-1 counter from Yawgmoth or +1/+1 counter from Yawgmoth to either ping them if you got Walking Ballista or gain 2 life if you have Spike Feeder. And that causes the Yawgmoth to die as a state-based action because it becomes a 1/0. But the +1/+1 counter that you remove means that you still get the Undying ability. So it comes back again as a 2/2 with a +1/+1, or like a 1/1 with a +1/+1 counter. And you can repeat that loop infinitely by removing a 0/1 counter for Wall of Roots and then removing a 1/1 counter to ping or gain 2 life. And I feel like it's, for the most part, a little free to just have that combo in the deck. So I'd kind of think I would want Walking Ballista access if I played the deck again. Otherwise, yeah, like Fulminator's really sweet to have in the board. Necroplasm, I hadn't seen that actually used before. It's a little clunky because it kind of has awkward timing with Violent Outburst. If they go for an end of turn outburst and you go for a Necroplasm, then you don't get to blow up their Rhinos. The Necroplasm gets a counter at the beginning of the next upkeep, so you'd have to like remove it again somehow. And yeah, that just seems like a little sketch, a little clunky, but I don't really know what you would put in that spot that would be better. But otherwise, really cool time playing this league. Looking forward to uploading it to YouTube so that you guys will have checked it out as soon as that happens. Other than that, yeah, shoot me some ideas for decks to try out. With the upcoming ban announcement, we'll be seeing like what all shakeups occur in Modern. If Yawgmoth becomes tier 0, if something like Rhinos becomes tier 0 because it allegedly has a good time against Yawgmoth. We didn't see it. But keep me updated on what's working for you. As always, have links in the description below. Yeah, links in the description below for the Twitch page in case you want to come check out a live stream, for the deck list, for the Discord if you want to come talk Shadow or Yawgmoth, apparently. Link to the deck list. And yeah, hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe. Enjoy some good food and company. I'll catch y'all back live later. Adios for now.